everybody, welcome back to those of you who've been hanging with me some time, and welcome to those of you new to my channel. I'm Adela Vine, intuitive and medium. All right guys, so I have a big favor to ask. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers, 5,000, and I'm 100 away. And if you are watching this and you haven't subscribed, can you please subscribe, like, comment, you know, the whole thing. The more, you know, the algorithm works, you do, it goes boom, 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 a little bit up. If you have found me from TikTok, which I doubt because most people say on TikTok, hi. If you want to see my posts on TikTok, go over there and check it out and follow me there. All right, let's get to the subject at hand. So we're coming up on Halloween, Hallows Eve, the Day of the Dead. You better believe the month of October is going to be filled with all of these subjects, all the questions I get asked. I'm also doing 2 seances. I'm just saying this right now. I usually do it at the end, just to kind of show how Halloween-y ish I am being, because really Halloween is just every day for me. Nothing really changes for me when it comes to the dead, but I am going to be doing things that I know people are very interested in and covering them on here and on my Patreon and on TikTok, little tiny videos. So I want to kind of jump into the first thing that came to me when people think of going into this time. Now, I've done a video before on the veil and is the veil thinning more at this time. I'm going to do a whole nother video on that, a brand new one, so stay tuned. And you know my answer is going to be a little different. But I really wanted to get into the ancestors because people have asked me about this, and this is kind of more of a term that is a little more traditional and witchy and all that kind of stuff. You know, paying homage to the ancestors, putting up an ancestral you know, altar. I don't have an ancestor altar. I don't do those things. I do have an altar, but I just kind of put everything on it. And I want to say that if you're kind of looking and going, hey, I want to connect to this other realm, I want to connect with the spirit realm, but I'm really looking to decide, should I be focusing on my ancestors? Now, ancestors to me is a little bit more than like your grandmother on your mom's side or your aunt. This is like going far, far deep into your ancestral line. Now, me personally, I feel not really compelled to do these things, but for a lot of people, it's very important to them to kind of feel that connection. Now, I can tell you this, in the spirit world, in the spirit, you know, realm, is it happening where your ancestors are going, hey, where are you? Why aren't you communicating with us? We can't help you. Not really. However, if you're looking to connect with an ancestor and you're feeling like you want to feel those energies, it's understandable. But my leery thing that I say to you is if you're not knowing enough about that person or persons to get confirmation over what you feel you're opening yourself up to, what you feel you're connecting to, then you're just kind of doing a rando pick, swiping left or right and hoping it clicks with you. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah? Okay. Pause. I'm saying that confirmations are important. Is it necessary for you to connect to your ancestors in order to connect with the spirit world? It isn't. You can talk to the spirit world, to the people that you are connected to, that you feel a loss for. This is mostly what I encourage, that you should open yourself up to those that you really have that true connection and loss, and you want to realign it in that realm and you being in this realm. However, getting to know your ancestral line and learning things about you, if that's what makes you feel more connected spiritually, then you should do it. So this is to say this is a personal choice. It really is something personally you feel. So me personally, the physical biology to that connection isn't as important, but as more the energy and the spirit. So this is to say that we are connected in that realm to each other, to people that we don't even have a physical connection or had a physical connection to this realm. Meaning when you pass, you may find people you have a very deep connection to that is your spirit connection. So feeling like you can only go through your ancestral line in order to connect to the spirit realm, I don't feel is necessary, but it doesn't mean it isn't something wonderful. It isn't to say that it may not be something you feel connected to and makes you feel more and more understanding yourself. But I just want to be clear that when you are using this, some people feel that they have to go and ask their ancestral permission. There's so many different kind of very religious and personal beliefs and ancient beliefs. And so you got to take that all into consideration, meaning like, this is why I feel it's a personal thing. If you feel a pull to that and you feel a call that you really want to connect to that, that's fine, but make sure you know who, make sure this is your ancestral line, and make sure that you're getting confirmations. Just opening yourself up and saying, oh, my ancestors are talking to me and working with me, and that's a blanket, like a blank check to anyone. I wouldn't recommend that. Maybe tune into that great aunt, or maybe learn more about that person so that you can get confirmations and feelings. But that is to say this. The spirit world and you connecting to the spirit world should be people that you have a connection to, but it doesn't necessarily mean it is just about your relatives. It can be friends of yours. It could be someone you knew when you were young. It can be someone that you had a actual relationship with. What I mean by that is that you have actual family member, but maybe you didn't know them very well, but you've heard that you're a lot like them and you feel kind of a draw. But I'm saying to you is that don't feel like you have to go through these routes. You tune in to what's best to you. If you want to do an ancestral altar where people do this and dedicate it to their ancestors, and you feel like this ritual and this way of going about it works for you, by all means. But if you don't feel like a connection to it, like I really don't feel I need to do that, then you don't need to. So I kind of want to clear up to say this. There is no wrong or right, and there is no, better or worse. And there is no absolute when it comes to this, because it is your relationships, your spiritual relationships, and your physical relationships. It's very personal. And here's the last reason I want to say why. Maybe you just don't like your ancestors. Maybe you know a lot about the ancestral line, and maybe you've heard a thing or two, or maybe you just are feeling like they might have grown and changed and evolved, and that's all great, but I'm just kind of not interested in connecting to it. For me, like someone like me who was adopted within my family, which I do know a lot of my ancestral line because I was adopted within my family, but there is parts of me that are not within my family because it takes two types of parents. I don't feel like physical, blood, DNA, and all this is the only way to connect to things spiritually or to the spirit world. I just don't feel that. I feel it's more energy and it's coming from the spirit, and how I am feeling towards that energy is what pulls me into that realm. So I'm all saying this to you because if you feel like, oh, I've been told I can only go through my ancestral line to connect to the spirit world, I don't really believe that to be true. So I hope that helped. I hope that cleared some things up. That leads me to the 2 seances I'll be doing next month. One is on the 8th, one is on the 29th. Someone asked me, was there a difference? There isn't for me. It's just some people may want to be early October. Some people want to be later October. Maybe you have plans, maybe you don't. This is going to be an online seance so that everybody across the globe can participate. So I'm really excited about that. I've done several on here. So if you don't know, ask somebody who maybe has attended. I've explained it all on my website, and I have a link tree as well. This Saturday, I'm doing a class on how to manipulate energy. And what that means is how to push energy in and out, how to cloak. That's not just for Harry Potter, guys. And also how to kind of manifest that energy into things. I'm excited to post onto my Patreon a new post I'm going to do, which is going to be a journey video for you guys to connect to that realm. It's a little video for the Patreon people who have signed up. If you want to sign up, that's also in my link tree. It's only $5 a month and you get 35% off my readings. So that's kind of everything. Thank you guys so much. I'm looking forward to October. It's going to be a fun one. Stay safe. Listen to yourself. Follow no one. Listen to your inner voice. And I'll see you soon.